You didn't imagine it. That strange feeling, that glitch in your reality, that was the moment you shifted. You did it. This isn't a metaphor. It's a principle of quantum physics called decoherence, where your observation collapses infinite possibilities into one single solid reality, leaving behind detectable ripples. In the next 45 minutes, I'll show you the 3 definitive echoes, the proof that confirm your shift is complete, and how to read them so you never doubt yourself again. You feel it, don't you? That sense that something is different but you can't put your finger on it. That's not confusion. That is validation. What you are experiencing is not a trick of the mind. It is the physical evidence of your consciousness successfully navigating the quantum field. For decades, physicists like Hugh Everett and John Wheeler have theorized about this through concepts like the many worlds interpretation. The theory suggests that every possible outcome of every event exists in its own separate universe, its own timeline. When you make a decision, when you shift your focus, when you alter your internal state of being, you are not creating something from nothing. You are simply shifting your awareness from one pre-existing timeline branch to another. The proof of this shift isn't a bolt of lightning from the sky. It isn't a cinematic, earth-shattering event. The proof is subtle, it's quiet, and it is already happening in your life. The problem is, no one has given you the user manual for this new reality. No one has taught you how to read the evidence, and so you're left in a state of profound and isolating confusion. That feeling is a very specific kind of pain. It's the feeling of knowing something has changed on a fundamental level, but when you look around, everything seems the same. You have a memory of a conversation that a friend swears never happened. You walk into a room and the color on the wall feels wrong, even though it's been that color for years. You experience a deep internal transformation. You do the work. You meditate. You focus. You feel the click of a profound inner shift. And then you open your eyes, and the bills are still there. The world looks the same, and the doubt creeps in. Did I just imagine it all? Am I going crazy? This self-doubt is the single greatest obstacle that keeps people locked in realities they wish to leave. They achieve the shift, but because they can't see the evidence, they lose faith and their energetic frequency drops right back to the old timeline. But that feeling, that disorientation, that isn't failure. It is the very first sign of success. It is the universe sending you a confirmation receipt for a transaction you just completed. You just haven't learned how to read the line items yet. If this idea of the universe sending you confirmation receipts resonates with your own recent experiences, hit the like button now. It signals that this is a conversation we need to be having. It is a quiet way of acknowledging that you too have felt this shift and are ready for the proof. So people ask, what are the signs you have shifted realities? They are searching for a grand display. But the universe doesn't operate on grand displays. It operates on the subtle, immutable laws of physics. It operates through echoes. Imagine you are standing in a vast, silent canyon. You take a deep breath and you shout. The sound, wave your intention, travels across the expanse and strikes the distant canyon wall. And a moment later, what happens? An echo returns to you. The echo is not the original shout, but it is undeniable proof that the shout occurred. It is proof that your sound impacted the physical structure of the canyon. This is exactly how a reality shift works. Your consciousness is the shout, the quantum field is the canyon, and the strange little glitches, the memory changes, the synchronicities you're experiencing, those are the echoes. We will call them dimensional shift echoes. They are the physical reverberations of your consciousness making impact on a new timeline. They are the universe confirming that your new reality has been selected, collapsed, and is now crystallizing around you. The search is over. The period of anxious waiting is done. By the end of this video, you will move from a state of anxious confusion to absolute certainty. You will look at your life and see not random events, but a clear trail of evidence proving your power. You will become an expert at reading these echoes, and in doing so, you will anchor yourself so permanently in your desired reality that the old one will feel like a distant dream. Have you ever had a moment where reality felt off, where a memory changed or a synchronicity was so perfect it scared you a little? Hold that memory in your mind. That wasn't a glitch. That was the first echo. So let's go deeper into the physics of this. To understand the echo, you must first understand the canyon, the space in which this echo reverberates. The science isn't just a metaphor, it's the mechanism. Physicists like Hugh Everett proposed what's known as the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics. It's a stunningly elegant, if mind-bending solution to a deep cosmic puzzle. It suggests that every time a quantum event has more than one possible outcome, the universe itself splits. It branches into multiple parallel timelines, one for each possibility. Think about that. Every choice you could have made, you did make. Every path not taken was taken. These aren't imaginary places. They are realities as solid and as real as the one you are currently experiencing. A near infinite library of timelines, all coexisting, all vibrating at slightly different frequencies. A reality shift is not about creating something new from scratch. It is the act of consciously or unconsciously tuning the frequency of your awareness to match the frequency of a different, pre-existing timeline. You don't build a new world. You simply walk into a room that was always there. This is where our central concept comes into focus. Dimensional shift echoes. Imagine your consciousness as a powerful, focused shout into the vast canyon of the quantum field. That shout, that moment of pure decision, of unwavering focus, of embodying a new state of being, doesn't just exist in a vacuum. It strikes the walls of this new reality, this new timeline you've selected, and the physical universe, in response, begins to rearrange itself around that new central frequency, your frequency. That rearrangement isn't instantaneous. Just like a real echo, there is a delay, a reverberation. The old reality doesn't just switch off like a light bulb. Its energy signature must dissipate. The new reality must crystallize. Its structures must solidify around you. The dimensional shift echoes are the phenomenal evidence of this process. They are the sound of the old reality fading out and the new reality locking in. They are the literal, physical reverberations of your consciousness impressing itself upon the fabric of space-time. This is the single most important reason why old methods fail. It's why you felt so lost. We've been taught to look for the wrong thing. We've been told to expect a cinematic, earth-shattering event, a lottery win, appearing overnight, a dramatic healing in an instant, a person changing their entire personality in a single day. We are looking for the earthquake. But quantum physics doesn't work that way. It is a science of subtlety, of probability waves, and incremental collapses. When you are looking for the earthquake, you completely miss the undeniable evidence of the tremors that preceded it. You dismiss the small, strange glitches as coincidence. You explain away the memory discrepancies as fatigue. You ignore the temporal distortions as your mind playing tricks on you. You think it's not working, when in fact, the universe is screaming its confirmation at you. You were just listening for a shout, when you should have been tuning your ear to the whisper of the echo. The proof of the shift isn't in the final, grand manifestation. The proof is in the lag. It's in the subtle, unsettling, and profoundly real ripples that occur as your 3D world plays catch-up to the decision your consciousness has already made. This requires a new paradigm, a fundamental change in how you perceive reality itself. The old paradigm is one of seeking. You do the work, you hold the vision, and then you look outside yourself, desperately searching the horizon for a sign that your ship is coming in. It is an active, anxious state of seeking. The new paradigm is one of acknowledging. It's a calm, confident state of recognition. The work is done. The decision is made. The shift is complete. Your only job now is not to look for signs, but to recognize the echoes that are already appearing in your field. This is, in the most direct terms, reality shift signs explained simple. Your consciousness, the true creative force, moves first, and the physical world follows, leaving a trail of evidence as it rearranges. You stop being a seeker. You become an acknowledger, an observer of proof. Where in your life have you been looking for a Hollywood-style miracle, while ignoring the quiet, persistent glitches in your day-to-day reality? For years, we have operated under a silent, inherited contract with the universe. We do the work. We visualize. We affirm. We meditate. We align our energy. And then, we wait. We wait for a sign. We look to the sky for a signal, search for a number on a license plate, wait for a feather to fall at our feet, hoping the universe will grant us permission. hoping it will tell us we are worthy, that our request has been heard and is now under consideration. This is the source of the subtle hopelessness, the feeling that you are a petitioner at the gates of reality, waiting for an audience with a king. Here is the great revelation, the central paradox that will change everything for you right now. You believe you are waiting for a sign from the universe. The truth is, the universe is waiting for a decision from you. The signs are not permission, they are confirmation. Read that again. The dimensional shift. Echoes you experience are not a green light from reality telling you it's okay to proceed. They are the sound of the door slamming shut on the old reality because you already proceeded. This changes everything. This single shift in perspective moves you from the passenger seat of your life into the driver's seat. You are not at the mercy of some external cosmic force. You are not a spiritual gambler pulling a lever and hoping for a jackpot. You are the initiating force. The echoes are not random gifts from a benevolent cosmos. They are a direct, causal, physical result of your inner focus. Your consciousness is the cause. The signs are the effect. Period. You are not just hearing the echo. You are the source of the shout. The canyon of the quantum field has no choice but to respond to the power of your voice. It is a law of its nature. So, how does this change your approach? It means you stop asking permission. You immediately cease the desperate search for signs. You stop looking at a synchronicity and asking, is this it? Is this a sign? That question is born from doubt. It keeps you in the position of the petitioner. From this moment forward, your approach is completely different. When the echo appears, when the coincidence happens, when the memory glitches, you do not ask a question. You make a declaration. This is my confirmation. Confirmation received. Evidence of my new reality has arrived. It is a shift from passive, hopeful observation to active, powerful claiming. It is the difference between asking for a receipt and knowing the transaction is already complete, and the receipt is simply a formality. So if you're asking, how does quantum jumping work? This is the absolute key. It works because you are the one doing the jumping. The universe is just the space you're jumping through, and it dutifully reflects where you have chosen to land. This transforms your very identity. You are not a weary traveler, lost in the woods hoping to stumble upon the right path. You are the architect standing over the blueprint. The echoes you perceive in your world, the glitches, the synchronicities, the strange feelings, are simply the sounds of your spiritual blueprint becoming physical reality. It is the sound of foundations being laid, of walls being erected, of the final structure taking form according to your exact specifications. You drew the map. Now you are simply hearing the sounds of the territory rearranging itself to match it. What if the next coincidence you see isn't a random event to be interpreted, but a direct response to a choice you've already made? This isn't theory. This isn't a beautiful metaphor that makes you feel good for a moment and then fades. These echoes are happening in your life right now. They are the physical evidence, the quantum fingerprints left at the scene of your creation, proving that you were there, that you made the decision, that the shift is real. Most people misinterpret them. They explain them away as stress, bad memory, or just a weird day. But you won't. Not anymore. Here are the 3 most common, most counterintuitive dimensional shift echoes that prove your new reality has been collapsed. The first, and perhaps the most unsettling, is what I call the Personal Mandela Effect. Now you've heard of the mass-scale Mandela Effect, arguments over cartoon names or movie lines. This is not that. This is infinitely more personal and far more powerful as proof. This is when the details of your own history suddenly feel wrong. When a clear, vivid memory you possess is flatly contradicted by the physical evidence around you or by the people you shared the experience with. It's the moment you walk into your living room and feel a deep, unshakable certainty that the walls were painted a soft blue, but here they are, a stark white. And when you ask your partner, they look at you, confused, and say, "Honey, these walls have always been white. We talked about blue, but we never did it." In that moment, your mind screams. You can remember the smell of the paint. You can remember taping the edges. You can remember the feeling of satisfaction. Your old programming tells you that you are misremembering, that your mind is failing you. The truth is, your mind is working perfectly. It is simply remembering a different timeline. You are not experiencing a memory. Failure. You are experiencing a timeline overlap. Your consciousness, now seated in this new reality, still holds the cellular memory of the reality it just left behind, the one where you did paint the room blue. This isn't a glitch in your mind. It's a fingerprint of the universe proving that you successfully navigated from one branch timeline to another. You are a visitor here, remembering your old home. The second echo is the time glitch. This one is subtle and often dismissed as being distracted or in the zone, but it is a definitive signature of a dimensional shift. It's the experience of time itself becoming elastic, stretching and compressing in ways that defy logic. You look at the clock. It's 3 p.m. You get up, walk to the kitchen to get a glass of water, a task that takes maybe 60 seconds. You sit back down at your desk and glance at the clock again. It's 4:15 p.m. An hour and 15 minutes have vanished. There's no grogginess, no sense that you fell asleep. The sun is in a different position in the sky. The day has leaped forward without your participation. The reverse is also true. You feel like you've been working for hours, completely absorbed, only to look up and see that a mere 5 minutes have passed. This is your perception buffering. Think of it like streaming a high-definition movie with a slow internet connection. The image freezes for a moment as the data struggles to catch up. When you shift realities, your consciousness is the new data stream. The physical world and your biological perception of time are the internet connection. The time glitch is that momentary freeze, that buffer, as your entire system recalibrates to the unique temporal flow of this new timeline. It is the sound of your reality loading. It's not a sign that you are losing your mind. It is a sign that the shift is stabilizing. The third echo is one of the most powerful and often the most emotionally confusing. It's called the social resorting. This is when people from your deep past, an old friend from high school, a former colleague you haven't spoken to in a decade, suddenly reappear in your life. A random text, a phone call out of the blue. You bump into them in a city you've never seen them in before. Simultaneously, people who are currently in your life begin to fade away. And crucially, it happens without drama. There's no big fight, no argument, no official breakup. The texts just become less frequent. The calls stop. Plans get canceled with a simple, "something came up." It feels like a quiet, mutual, inexplicable drifting. You've been taught to analyze this. What did I do wrong? Why are they pulling away? You did nothing wrong. This isn't personal. It's physics. Your new reality operates at a specific frequency, a specific harmonic resonance based on the decision you made that initiated the shift. The social resorting is the universe's beautiful, efficient way of curating your reality to match that new frequency. People from your past who are a vibrational match to your new self are drawn back into your orbit as if by a magnetic force. People from your present who were a match to your old self, your old timeline, simply can no longer resonate. The signal is lost. The energetic connection dissolves because the frequencies are no longer compatible. It is not a rejection. It is a realignment. These three events, the personal Mandela Effect, the time glitch, the social resorting, are not problems to be solved. They are data points to be logged. Your new job is not to question them, but to recognize them, to see them not as weird anomalies but as confirmation receipts from the universe. The moment one happens, your new internal dialogue must become, a time glitch. Interesting. Confirmation received. My shift is stabilizing. You shift from being a confused victim of strange circumstances to a calm, objective observer of quantum mechanics in action. Which of these echoes have you been explaining away as bad memory or just a weird day? And how do you see it now as a definitive confirmation? Comment which of these three-dimensional echoes you've been experiencing. Let's create a massive thread of validation for each other. I read every single comment. You understand it intellectually. You've seen the evidence in your own life. You have the conviction. Now, let's stop observing the new reality from the outside and start embodying it from within. Let's move from knowing it happened to becoming the living proof of it. If you are in a safe and comfortable place to do so, I invite you to gently close your eyes. Take a slow, deep breath in, and as you exhale, release the need to analyze. Release the need to understand. Your only job right now is to feel. Bring to your mind one of those echoes we just discussed: the Personal Mandela Effect, the time glitch, the social resorting. Choose one that you have personally experienced. Don't dissect it. Don't try to explain it. Just recall the moment it happened, and remember the feeling that came with it. That subtle sense of weirdness, that feeling of momentary disorientation, the quiet shock of a reality that didn't quite line up. Stay with that feeling for a moment. The texture of it, the temperature of it. This feeling is not a mistake. It is a doorway. It is the signature of the veil between timelines thinning for just a moment. Feel it without judgment. Acknowledge it. This was the echo. Now we are going to tune past the echo and listen for the original sound. Take another deep breath, and with your awareness, gently move through that feeling of weirdness as if you are stepping through a curtain. Behind that echo, behind that glitch, is the new reality itself, the one you successfully shifted into. And this new reality has a dominant feeling, a core frequency. What is it? For some, it is a profound sense of peace, a quiet stillness that wasn't there before. For others, it's a feeling of expansive freedom, the feeling that limitations have silently dissolved. For many, it is the vibration of abundance, of safety, of knowing that everything is and will be okay. Don't search for it with your mind. Feel for it with your body. What is the single core feeling of this new timeline you are now standing in? Is it clarity? Is it love? Is it sovereignty? Let the feeling rise. Let the name for it come to you. This feeling is your new truth. This is your new home frequency. And now we anchor it. Imagine this feeling has a color, a light. And with your next breath, I want you to breathe that light into your lungs. Feel it fill your chest, warm and radiant. On the next breath, feel it expanding from your heart, down into your stomach, your hips, down your legs, and into your feet, grounding you into this new earth. Breathe it upwards, up your throat, into your mind, clearing away the static of old thought patterns. Let this frequency, this feeling, saturate every single cell of your body. This is not a temporary state you are visiting. This is not a mood you are trying on. This is the fundamental vibration of your new existence. This is your new default state. This feeling is your new home. Feel the certainty of it, the solidity of it, the rightness of it. The old reality is now just a faint, fading echo in the distance. You are here, now, in your mind, with all the power and intention you possess. Make this conscious decision. Repeat it silently after me. I am now fully anchored in this reality. The shift is complete. Feel the finality of that statement. The power, the truth. Let that truth settle into your bones. You did this. Now, gently, begin to bring your awareness back to the room. Feel the surface beneath you. Hear the sounds around you. When you are ready, and only when you are ready, you can slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. But you are not the same person who closed their eyes a few moments ago. You are now carrying your new reality within you, not as a memory or a hope, but as a living, breathing frequency. This feeling is now your anchor. This feeling is your compass. It will guide you. It will protect you. It will magnetize to you everything that belongs in this new, chosen reality. What is the single core feeling, the emotional frequency, of the new reality you just anchored within yourself? You are no longer someone who hopes for a reality shift. You are a confirmed reality shifter. That is your new identity. And with this new identity comes a new operational manual. The time for passive observation is over. The time for conscious architecture has begun. You are no longer reacting to the echoes you hear in the canyon of your life. You are now actively designing the acoustics of the space itself. You are building the walls, choosing the materials, and deciding exactly how your own energy will reverberate back to you. Here is your new operational manual. 3 practical, powerful tools to integrate this certainty into every moment of your life. First, you will create an echo log. This is not a gratitude journal. This is not a diary of your feelings. It is a scientific ledger of evidence. Go find a notebook or open a new document and title it Confirmation Log. From this moment forward, whenever one of the dimensional shift echoes appears in your life, a time glitch, a personal Mandela effect, a social resorting, you will not just notice it. You will not just think, "Oh, that's weird." You will log it. You will write down the date, and under the simple heading, "Confirmation received," you will describe the echo. Confirmation received. I was sure the conversation with my sister happened yesterday, but she just reminded me it was last week. Or, confirmation received. An old colleague I hadn't thought about in 10 years just emailed me out of the blue, 30 minutes after I decided to shift into a new career path. This act of logging is a profound neurological command. You are instructing your subconscious mind, the vast and powerful operating system beneath your conscious awareness, to stop scanning for problems and start scanning for proof. It is a recalibration of your entire perceptual apparatus, tuning it away from the frequency of doubt and locking it onto the frequency of evidence. You are teaching your brain a new language, the language of confirmation. Each entry is not just a note. It is a structural integrity report for the new reality you have built. It is you, the architect, walking the construction site and ticking the box. Yes, this beam is in place. This foundation is solid. The second tool is the anchor amplification. The old reality has a gravitational pull. It is made of old habits, old thought patterns, old emotional frequencies. There will be moments when you feel that pull, a flicker of doubt, a wave of fear, the familiar comfort of the old story. In these moments, you have a choice. You can either be pulled back into the old timeline, or you can amplify the frequency of the new one. This is how you do it. The moment you feel the pull of doubt, you stop. If you can, close your eyes. You immediately recall the core feeling you anchored in our embodiment exercise. That specific frequency of peace, of freedom, of abundance, of love. Don't think about it. Don't analyze it. Feel it. Breathe it into your lungs. Let it fill your chest. For 60 seconds, your only job is to become a resonant amplifier for that single feeling. What you are doing is not just a relaxation technique. It is an act of quantum engineering. You are actively strengthening the neural pathways of your new reality. You are flooding your nervous system with the electrical and chemical signature of the timeline you have chosen, making it the dominant default signal. You are making the new reality more real to your body than the old one. Every time you do this, the anchor sets deeper. The new reality becomes less of a place you visit and more of the ground you stand on. The third tool is the most subtle and the most powerful: navigating the dissolve. What do you do with the people in your life who are still tuned to the frequency of your old reality? The friends who remind you of your old limitations? The family members who only see the person you used to be? The old paradigm would suggest conflict, arguments, trying to convince them, forcing them to see your new truth. The architect does not do this. The architect understands that everyone and everything in their reality is a vibrational match. Your only job is to hold your new frequency, the one you practice with your anchor amplification. That is all. You don't argue. You don't justify. You don't try to prove your shift is real. You simply interact with them from your new anchored state of being. What happens next is physics. They will either have to rise to meet your new frequency, or the vibrational dissonance will become too great, and they will naturally, gracefully, and often without any drama whatsoever, fade from your immediate experience. This is the social resorting in action, but now you are the conscious force behind it. You are not a victim of relationships ending. You are the source of a vibrational upgrade that only allows resonant connections to remain. You just hold the tuning fork of your new reality, and the world reorganizes itself around that tone. So here is your integration framework. For the next 24 hours, treat this as a sacred period of stabilization. Your new reality is setting, like concrete. Your only job is to protect it. Your mission is twofold. First, log every single echo you notice in your confirmation log. Second, practice the anchor amplification at least 3 times, even if you don't feel doubt, simply to strengthen the connection. This is your new manual. You have the tools. You are the architect. The certainty is no longer outside of you. It is your primary building material. What is the very first echo you will log in your confirmation log, even if it happened last week, to begin this new practice? You now have the framework. You have the evidence. The doubt that haunted you, that whispered in the quiet moments asking, "Am I making this all up?" That doubt is now gone. It has been replaced by a system, by a science of self-awareness. You understand that the strange coincidences, the glitches in time, the shifts in your personal history are not signs of instability. They are the echoes of your power. They are the physical proof that your consciousness successfully collapsed a new timeline. You are the cause, and your reality is the effect. This is the new law you operate under. There's no going back to a world of random chance because you have seen the causal link between your inner state and your outer world. You are a confirmed reality shifter. The certainty is here to stay. But recognizing a shift after it has already happened is just the first step. It is a monumental step, the one that moves you from victim to creator, but it is not the final destination. The next horizon of your power is now visible. What we have done together today is learn how to read the cosmic receipt that proves a transaction is complete. The next level of mastery is to initiate these shifts on command, to choose the transaction with precision for a specific, desired outcome. This is the difference between noticing the weather and controlling it. You've learned to see the clouds gather and know rain is coming. Now it's time to learn how to call the rain yourself, to move from being a brilliant interpreter of reality's echoes to being the composer of its symphony, from creating a single echo to composing cosmic harmonies. And the key to this transition, the bridge from recognition to intentional creation, lies in a fundamental principle of the universe. When the ability to read dimensional shift echoes combines with the science of quantum entanglement, you don't just shift your personal reality, you begin to influence the collective reality. Your personal shift is never truly personal. Like a stone dropped in a quantum pond, it sends ripples out that affect everyone and everything connected to you, whether you are aware of it or not. Understanding this connection is the secret to engineering reality with purpose. In our next video, we will explore this exact science. It's titled Quantum Entanglement, Explained: How Your New Reality Connects to Everything. We will move beyond simply validating that a shift occurred and into the mechanics of how your new frequency broadcasts itself across the quantum field, recalibrating your relationships, your opportunities, and even the global landscape around you. You didn't just shift. You are the shifter. You are the architect. Go forward and build consciously. Now that you know you can shift realities, what if you could choose the exact destination on command? Subscribe and turn on all notifications. In our next video, Quantum Entanglement Explained, we move from confirmation to intentional creation. This is where your personal power becomes a global force, and you absolutely must be here for it.